There is growing concern with farmers regarding the fast tracking of renewables and the lack of consultation. Recently, the New South Wales government urgently declared the Electricity Infrastructure Investment Amendment Bill, and a large proportion of the community are concerned. Well, joining us live is Nationals MP Michael McCormack and Joe Hogan, who is a sixth-generation grazier and president of No More Wind Farms in the Upper Lachlan Shire. Thank you both so much for joining us. Michael, just want to start with you, and had a chance to talk to you at the Wagga Bush Summit. Of course, this is a big issue. There are plenty of people that are happy with renewables and they understand we need to lower our emissions, but there are plenty who are not, and in particular the lack of consultation, pardon me, and the fast tracking. So what can you tell us from where you are and what you're hearing?
Well, it's a month today since New South Wales passed that Renewables Infrastructure Amendment Bill, and it's a month of more uncertainty for the Hogans of Crookwell, for so many people. Cheryl O'Donnell, who says her husband Michael, she's worried about him because he just says there's nowhere to hide. And it's Father's Day today, and we've got many fathers whose children are now no longer talking to one another because one has signed up to having a wind turbine on their property and the other doesn't first heard about it when they read it in the press. I mean, this isn't the Australia I grew up in. Upper Lachlan Shire already has the bulk of the state's green energy projects and proposals, and yet we're now hearing that they're going to have to be placed on diesel generator backups because their intermittent supply can't promise them and commit to a constant supply of energy. And this must have such an effect on their hospital, on their aged care home, and on families, households and businesses. And it's just a nonsense to think that we can lower the world's temperature from Crookwell and the surrounding areas is a nonsense.
So, John, let's just tell our viewers your story. So I believe that in the Upper Lachlan Shire, 53% of wind turbines are there in the state. Yep. You had the first wind farms ever in New South Wales in 1998, and in your region, you've already reached net zero. Is that correct? And what are you asking from government? Because I believe you also got a meeting with the New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns, coming up.
Yeah, that's true, yep. Well, we've had very good response from Michael McCormack and Wendy Tuckerman, but the issue is more with the Labor Party. And what you said about reaching net zero, that is true. We actually reached net zero before 2025. 389,000 tonnes of CO2 we emit, and we abate 1.8 million tonnes, exporting these gains throughout New South Wales and ACT. So basically, we just want to say in the consultation process moving forward, and so far we haven't been able to get it. But yeah, I do have that Chris Minns meeting coming up. So hopefully we can get the fellas with the red ties to listen as well as the fellas with the green and blue ties. And John, also it'd be good for our viewers to perhaps know that you have some of the best wool in the world, regarded as the best, I believe, and you've got agricultural land as well. And again, getting back to, you have already reached net zero. So even though your organisation, you are the president of No More Wind Farms in the Upper Lachlan Shire, it's just no more. You've already got plenty there. So you're not against renewables. You're just saying, can we just share the load? We've done our due diligence, so to speak, but you're concerned about the prime agricultural land. Yeah, that's true, also the LPA issue. Last September, the LPA put out a new question that sort of undermines all our good work. And because we are known for our high quality agriculture, this question on a world stage puts us at a disadvantage, and we've already done so much towards renewable energy that we want to protect the other facets of our shire moving forward. All right, and Michael McCormack, tell us more about the LPA accreditation, because that was certainly brought up at the Bush Summit, a fiery debate with Barnaby Joyce and Chris O'Keefe. It was a very interesting one, and one that we need to explore, would you say?
Oh, indeed, and they keep moving the goalposts as far as these things are concerned. And we've got the capacity investment scheme. We've got so many issues. But at the end of the day, it's these shysters, these spivs coming in, representing multinational corporations, many of which are based overseas, and so the money will disappear overseas. They're buying off one farmer. They're dividing and conquering our communities, and enough is enough. Upper Lachlan has done its fair share, more than its fair share, as John has just quite articulately enunciated. And, you get the Mayor, Paul Culhane, he's distraught. You mentioned Chris Minns. It's the other Chris as well, Chris Bowen. They might have a mandate to govern. They don't have a mandate to ruin regional Australia. We only have 135,000 farmers in Australia. We only have so much farmland. The greatest moral challenge of our times is not to change the weather. It's to feed a hungry world. We can play a big part in that, but we can't do it.
Okay, but what's the alternative? Because from the Climate Council, for example, they're saying scrapping our 2050 climate target is aligned with global heating of likely more than 3 degrees, which would have catastrophic impacts on Australians.
Janie, they can't tell you what the weather's going to be like tomorrow or next week.
Well, we can tell you. I've spoken to our meteorologist, for example, and over the last 5 decades, apart from, a year here and there, we have seen, especially for the agricultural areas where you both are, the cooler season certainly has been affected in terms of less rain and warmer conditions. Do you attribute any of that to climate change?
Well, Tim Flattery also said the rain wouldn't fall enough to fill our rivers or dams. I mean, we had Al Gore running around saying the sky was...
Are you concerned about the climate at all?
Well, I think we need to do our part. We're more than doing our part, but Australia only emits 1.1% of the world's emissions. So why should we carry the can when nobody else is prepared to? This is a nonsense. And why should our farmers, who grow the world's best food and fibre, have their arable farmland carpet bombed by these spivs, by these absolute shysters who are...
So you're saying let's not do it because the rest of the world's not doing it?
Well, I'm saying we need to make sure that if we're going to put renewable energy projects, well, let's do it in the capital cities.
So you are concerned about the climate? You want to see the reduction? You just want it in a different area?
Precisely.
Okay. All right. Well, it certainly sounds like, John, you are, pro-renewables. It's just spreading them in the right direction, so to speak. We've got to wrap it up, gentlemen, but really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll get you on again. This debate is not going anywhere.